We have three just pros. They have done all the work on this today. We're going to break this down into three sections: producing, directing, and editing and posting. The three we have are Nick Steele, who does mornings in Portland. Nick is the morning show host on KWJJ 99.5 The Wolf with his wife. And she's not able to be here today. We were hoping for that, but all they do is video. I see them. I felt like I had met Nick before, but I actually hadn't. So, because they're on video all the time. Zach Massey is the founder of Black Label Creative, based here in Nashville. He's also the creative director for Luke Combs.
So a lot of what you see with Luke Combs' camp, Mr. Massey. And then Cruz. I brought his fan club today. Big fan.
Thanks for making the trip.
Chris is the host of Throwback 2K, as well. He's got a couple of YouTube series, including Home Studio Catalyst, where he shows you how to build a home studio. It is fascinating. He has one of the most beautiful home studios I've ever seen. And he has a YouTube channel called Cut the Effing Cake. Sorry, I had to censor it. But it's he DJs weddings on the side, and it's basically like for bride and grooms, like, here's how your wedding should look. You know, here's an easy way to look at it. So we're excited to have all three of these guys here today. So we're going to get started. This is Video Builds the Radio Star again. If you have any questions at the end, we will leave time for that. I'm sure there'll be questions. We're not going to go super deep. This is very base level. Here's kind of the rules, the A's, the ABCs. And this is also assuming a lot of people have iPhones. Okay, this is all smartphone based. This is not Steven Spielberg. This is not anything like that. We all have smartphones for the most part, so we're going to keep it as simple as that. Nick Steele is going to start us off today. We've got a quick video from Nick to get us started.
Hi, I'm you from 1 hour in the future. For some of you good-looking people in the room, that could be devastating news. But for at least one of you, two of you, it's an upgrade. This is current you. Current you really wants to do better videos. But if current you keeps wearing their hat backwards like it's 1992, they're never going to get any better. The three good-looking panelists here and everyone's favorite tech brother are going to tell you how to go from current you to future you.
Hey, this isn't so bad.
What? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You're on the radio, right?
Yeah?
Would you go on the air without a microphone?
No.
Then why are you going live without a microphone?
I don't know.
Here, try this.
I don't think this is...
Really gonna... Oh, hey, that is nice. Now all you need is this, and this, and bam, you're sexy. You're professional. And now, I'm gonna tell you what my wife told me on our very first date. Let me fix you. Enjoy the panel.
The very sexy Nick Steele.
Thank you. I don't know. Is my mic on? I don't know. Did I join? I can't hear myself. Is it on? Okay, you can hear me? Okay. Hi. So yeah, this is going to be all based on your phone because everybody has a camera. Everyone's always like, what camera should I buy? Well, you already have probably the best phone you can buy for the money you already have. So everything's going to be based off having your cell phone. The first thing, so I went through, you don't need all these things, but these are going to make you look more professional. They're going to make you have perfect lighting every time. It's good for on the go. And so the first thing I found when I was looking for something was this little phone cage. And you can get them for like $30, but on this you have what are called cold shoes. And so this is where you can attach lights and you can attach microphones. And it also has several 3/4 screws, so you can attach it to things with 3/4 inches on it. So this is like the perfect thing to take with you on the go, and you can drop your phone, and it'll be fine, probably. Damn it. So this is where I think you should start, but like you can see how it attaches to everything. One of the most important things you can buy, whether you get the light or the mic, you always need a tripod. So invest in, this is $20. It's also a selfie stick, and I have a button that I can set it up, walk away, and start my phone. So I see a lot of people that will be, like the video, you're very low angled, you're not well lit. A tripod will put you center. So if you're going to invest in anything, 100% invest in a tripod. And so this attaches both this way if you want to do vertical video, or it'll attach Let's see, make sure I have my cold shoes on the right side. Right here. So we'll build. He wants me to build it for you, so I'm building. So we have this. Your center. And then on top of that, you're going to need light. So we have a little light I found for 20 bucks. You can get all on Amazon. Did I turn my mic? Oh, there. So, and this has these little things on the end, and you just attach it right here. Goes on a little cage. So then you always have light. So it's something that you can take with you on the go if you're out by yourself, especially if you want to shoot a selfie with Cruz. So it's always having the light wherever you go, always being centered, and then microphones make a huge difference. Like if you're gonna do a video, I see a lot of great videos that you can't hear anybody, and so it's like the main part of this video is like what you're saying. So if you want to make sure that people understand what you're saying, you got to get a mic. So there's 2 different microphones that you can get. There's this one. It's called a shotgun microphone. It's 50 bucks. It also attaches to the side of this if you need it to, and it points the mic directly at you, so you hear over crowded areas, especially if like you're in big crowds. This will point the mic directly at you instead of having to pick it up from the side and you're picking up all the other noise. But then there's also, same price, this little wireless. I get advertisements for these on Instagram all the time. I don't know if you guys do. But like you plug this into the phone, put this little microphone, which has either a lapel that can go under you, and it's wireless. And you heard the sound, 60 bucks. It's a good investment. Like I've seen videos where something's happening 20 feet away, and you want it because you're doing something big. Well, they still can't hear you. So you have a wireless mic, and it sounds like you're there, and that's why most people will stay on your video. Audio, light, and just being centered are the things you need to focus on when you're producing your video. So get it there, and I think you'll be good.
Awesome job. Nick Steele. So, all of that, Nick, if you were to add up how much all of that would cost, because I think this is important. Like, what would be the price for all of that?
For this was about 160 bucks. For all
160 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one client video that you did, if you can sell it. So. Yeah.
And that wireless mic is a lapel mic. You can clip it right on,
Yeah.
and it just makes for a nice professional sound.
It's great, yeah. It's such a huge difference when you have crappy sound and good sound. You can have crappy video all day, but if you have crappy sound, no one's going to watch it. So.
Awesome, thank you. And by the way, we're going to have handouts again at the very end. These are a literal cheat sheet of everything we're talking about. If you have questions that you want to submit, you can do that in advance through the app, and we will have those asked near the end. So any questions you have for these guys, throw them in the app, and we'll. You don't have to, but we'll do it near the end. All right, we're going to move on to Mr. Zach Massey. Zach is the founder of Black Label Creative. He's the creative director for Luke Combs. He's a very busy man, and you just follow any of his social media accounts, you can see the great work he does. He's going to talk about directing, the vision for your videos, and things you should think about before you get started. So, ladies and gentlemen, Zach Massey.
I'm gonna approach all this assuming you don't have these items. If you buy what Nick told you to buy, it will improve half of what we're gonna go over right now. The number one thing that's gonna make your video look better is light. And you've all seen those videos of someone that you can't see them, they're in a dark corner. Go for a window. If you go to a window, that light is free, natural light that will completely illuminate yourself. Don't put your back to a window, face a window. If you're in a studio, which I know a lot of you are, there's actually a really cool website called whitedisplay.com. If you go to that on your website, or go to that website, it'll make the entire screens in your studio white. That's a perfect bright light to perfectly illuminate you inside the studio. The next thing is the rule of thirds. You're not the Joker, but maybe B-Dub would look like this when he's doing some of his dance videos. But the rule of thirds is in essence placing yourself in a third quadrant of the video. And you do this in a way to kind of help tell the story. If you have a branded logo behind you in the studio and you want to make sure you're not covering that up, then you position yourself in the third position that would allow that to be seen. What it also does is you use this to draw people's attention to certain items. If you're trying to, promote a car dealership, or something of that nature, you would put the car on one side and put yourself on the other. This is really going to kind of help draw the attention of the viewer to something that that you want to present, and not just kind of smashing yourself, kind of like Nick was talking about, that low angle and it being an unflattering view. Another thing is appealing to short attention spans. We all know that we're scrolling through social media faster than ever, and we're not really giving anything our attention. And we've been taught to tease, and you tease on the air, and you tease a lot of different things, but giving people enough information to make them want to spend a little bit more time with what you're doing is going to be crucial. Giving the whole click here to learn more, or the just being very vague in today's world, is going to just keep people, they're going to go away. You gotta give them enough of a hook to kind of make them want to come and dig in and go a little bit deeper. The other thing, and we all know this, is people want to give their opinions. If you're using Instagram stories, putting those stickers on there to ask people yes, no, thumbs down, rate things, everybody's got something to say, and everybody wants their voice heard. So appealing to a short attention span, give them the nuts and bolts of it in that 8 to 10 seconds, and then asking them for their opinion is going to help that engagement go higher, which in return is going to help your videos get seen more. Nick already started talking about how audio is such a big deal. That mic will completely change the game. If you fix your lighting and you fix your audio, your videos will be exponentially better. But if you don't have a mic like that, then you need to go to a quiet place. The number one things that makes a video not get consumed is when people can't hear it. If you're talking and they just see a mouth moving and they can't understand what you're saying, stay away from HVAC units, stay away from fans. I know that in studios there's big blowers, kind of right over the ceilings. Stay away from those items. If you're in your car, make sure it's not running. Make sure it's not raining. The more quiet of a place you can get to, it's just like if you're recording something for on the air. You're not going to record a break, except unless it's supposed to sound like it's somewhere there's a lot of people. You want to make sure that audio is as good as possible. The other part is clean up your workspaces. We've all seen those funny videos on, of somebody that had a cluttered place on Zoom, and we've all made fun of each other over the last 2 years with all the Zoom calls that we've been on. But remove every distraction that you can from your videos so that people are focusing on you, are focusing on what you're trying to communicate to them. Shoot it on a neutral background. Find a clean wall like this. That's going to allow people to see you and not be worrying about did they do their dishes last night on the counter. And then the last thing is shoot things selfie style. There's a personal connection that happens when you do what Nick showed you with having that tripod kind of right in front of you. That backs you up away from it a little bit. That makes sure that you're not, smushed right in your face. But quite frankly, people connect with people. And the more personal that the video feels, the more personal people are going to accept it. And, I'll just use Luke as the perfect example. People connect with him more. You see him a lot of times on Instagram. It's, hey, it's Luke. He starts it the exact same way every single time, and that's how people connect. They know that when they see that, it's a personal message from him. And the people that follow you are going to feel that exact same way. They want to, they want to feel that. They want to see that. One thing that I'll throw in that's not necessarily on this, there's a really good short book that I feel like everybody in our business should read, and it's called Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. And what that book really kind of digs into is people want to see the process. People want to see the behind the scenes. People really do want to see how the sausage is made. And there are things that you might, think are not cool to share and stories to tell, but people actually they want to see failures, they want to see successes, and they kind of want to be a part of that whole process. And so I think really kind of doing those things, getting this crazy rig as wild as it seems, and making sure that people can see and hear you and that you're telling your stories in the right places are going to engage people more in the long run.
That's awesome. Thank you, Zach. Just to give a quick example of the selfie style, we have a camera system in our studio that they just installed 3-point tilt zoom cameras and I feel like my mic is cutting out, but it is amazing, and it serves a purpose on a multi-person show. But for just me, not so much. And I can tell that when I just do a selfie-style video for Facebook Live, the numbers are probably 3 times as high, just because they can tell that I'm talking to the camera. But when I'm looking at a camera that has no life to it and I can't see comments, it's just one example that I've noticed where people can tell the difference. So yeah, there's definitely a place for that. Well, next up, Cruz. Love Chris. Chris is one of the best networking people, to tie into another panel we have across the hallway. Chris is on social media in all of the places. He is the host of Throwback 2K Radio. He's got 2 YouTube shows called The Home Studio Catalyst. If you'd like to get a home studio built, this is the guy to watch. He makes it very easy. It's a beautiful studio. And he also has a YouTube series called Cut the Effing Cake.
Yep.
Cruz.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And also, you guys, I know there's a lot of panels this morning, so thank you for coming to this one. I hope you got something really valuable out of it. And on the topic of the home studio I built, if you guys have ever seen it or haven't, I think the way we say it up here, like this extravagant home studio, I built it for under $1,000. And it sounds amazing, and I do my national show and local shows on it, and it sounds great, and it's nothing super fancy that anybody can't do. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about the finalizing of the product. Nick showed you how to gather all the ingredients, right? And Zach showed you how to make this amazing meal. Now I want to show you how to make it pretty and show it off to people so they want to post it on Instagram, right? So first one, this is just a very simple one. When you're posting video on social media platforms, make sure it's the right orientation, and that might depend on which platform you're using. I'll go through them really quick. YouTube, widescreen. Facebook, square or widescreen. Twitter, square or widescreen. Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook stories, Facebook Reels, Instagram stories, Instagram Reels, all vertical. Again, this will all be on the handout too, so you don't have to write it all down. But what I encourage you to do, if you want to start posting stuff on TikTok, watch TikTok for a month. Find people that you like, or I'm a huge gamer, so I watch tons of gamers, Tim the Tap Man, all these streamers that play Final Fantasy 14. And I just go, that's an interesting angle to film that out. I like their lighting, how they do that. And I just steal it and do it myself. So I would encourage you to jump on those platforms and use them. So the next thing on TikTok, I have a couple pet peeves on here that may just be personal opinions of mine, but for the next one, don't try so hard on TikTok. I see so many of us jocks, and I'm guilty of it. Oh, look, someone did a dance challenge. Well, I better do it too. Maybe you're not a good dancer, or I saw someone doing this funny lip sync. Maybe you're not funny. I found for me, my personal opinion, the content I put out, I'm most happy with when I'm not trying to be funny, when I'm not trying to be the center of attention and be the clown that I think a lot of us have kind of gotten boxed into over the years. Once I felt like I could break out of that, I felt a lot more comfortable in front of the camera, a lot more comfortable on microphones in front of, you guys doing things like this. So on TikTok, do what you do and do it really well. Don't just do it because it's popular. And we'll touch that on again here in a second about not trying to go viral. Because I think whenever you do that, it doesn't work, It's always the dumb shit that you do. You never think, this is stupid, and it has 500,000 views, right? But the music video or the morning show promo that you spend 12 hours on, 18 views, 20 views, 100 views, right? I've been there 1,000 times. I get it. So do what you do it well. Don't try so hard. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. Next thing, and I know that Zach already touched on this. I want to give it a little bit more of a radio spin, is give away the best part up front. So let's say we're posting a video of the one chip challenge. Everyone knows what that is. Everyone's done it on social media, right? It's a hot chip. You eat it, you throw up. So let's say we're going to post a video, and it's, Nick and Chris in the morning on Q105.8. And the video opens up like this. Hey, it's Chris and Nick from Q105.8, and this morning we're going to try the one chip challenge. If you haven't heard of it, blah, blah, blah. Bro, I have swiped 7 videos so fast your neck snapped. I am gone. I have been gone from your video since the second word you said. And also, your name's on the account, your logo's on the video, your name and your logo and your title is in the title of the video. I don't need you to introduce yourself. The first thing I want to see in that video is someone throwing up in a garbage can. I'm serious. The very first frame better be Nick or me going, what? And then you cut back. Okay, guys, so here's what happened. Hey, it's Nick and Chris in the morning on Q105.8, and then you do it like that, right? You give the best part away first, just like a morning show promo, movie trailer, music video trailer, documentary trailer. Give me punch me in the face immediately. It's just like doing an on-air demo. Don't put your best break last. I always say punch me in the face as fast as you can because there's 1,000 videos in front of my face and 1,000 demos coming in front of PD's desks and things like that. So give away the best part up front. Don't think, well, then they're not going to watch it. No, that's going to make them watch it because they want to see what happened and how Nick or Chris ended up throwing up in a garbage can, right? Next, plan, and again, another thing to kind of tack off Zach here, and I apologize, I'm kind of repeating a few things. Plan things out before you film them. It's going to make it so much easier. I know we can't always do that. Things happen on the fly, but if we're doing our one chip challenge video, let's spend 2 minutes storyboarding it, and I'll say, okay, I'm going to say this, and then you say that, because I hate that, and it comes off fake, and I try to personally avoid that because I'm very bad at scripted things. I'd rather just do it off the dome. But try to have some kind of layout so you know where each other is going, and then also it makes the editing process so much faster when you know where you want to go, where you're at the beginning and middle and end to be. So let's give it a little thought. Next one. And I think this, for me, may be the most important thing that I'm going to mention today. I don't like working hard. You guys, I'm so lazy. I don't want to film 50 videos. I'd rather film one video and post it in 50 places than film 50 videos to post them in 50 places. Does that make sense? Right? So let's say you have this awesome one chip challenge video.
I feel like we're doing this challenge now. Like, if we don't do this,
We
I'm gonna be
are
very
at the
upset.
end here. We're going to do it,
Okay.
Chris.
Well, you're the host, so you're doing it. I'm the co-host. I'm not doing it.
My name did go first, so I
It's
appreciate
not my show. But here's a great example. My wife and I only watch one show on television over the antenna. It's Jeopardy. Every night at 7:30, right? So if you're, let's say you're, Randy Alamar's car dealership, okay? And you only advertise on Channel 2 or Channel 7, I don't even know you exist. I've never seen you. And you spent your annual budget on that one advertising campaign, I'm never going to find you. That's why a lot of our clients on radio are on multiple stations. Makes sense, right? If I'm a huge metalhead, I might not hear you on the smooth jazz station, right? So if you have this great one chip challenge video that Nick's totally doing, probably this week while we're here, take that, cut it up and put it in different places. Hey, if you missed us yesterday on the morning show, here's what happened on a 10-second TikTok video of Nick thrown up in the garbage. You want to see the full thing? Go to nickandchris.com or whatever, something like that. Take the best parts. If you have a great interview, chop up the best parts, give me 15 seconds so I want to watch the rest. Wait, we're standing here with Garth Brooks, and wait, tell me about how you got shingles or whatever interesting story, or, wait, who broke your guitar on stage? Oh, I'm watching that shit all day. That's really interesting. I want to see your broke Garth Brooks guitar, right? But if you started off with, hey, we're here with Garth Brooks and the blah, 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 going back to get to the point first, but post those things in as many places as possible because you're not going to reach everybody. Not everyone has a Facebook account anymore, right? Not everyone's on TikTok. A lot of us still aren't on TikTok. So if you're putting all your energy there and wondering why aren't I getting views, it might behoove you to put those things in different places so more people can, have a taste of your content, right? Same thing, use short clips to promote your longer videos. Again, don't aim for going for that viral video. If you see something like the One Chip Challenge that does make sense for your show, do it, right? But if there's something that just doesn't make sense, don't just do it because it's popular and you want to go viral, because most times that doesn't work. Again, it's always the things that we think aren't going to work and it's trash. My most viewed YouTube video of all time, I'm so sorry, Nick, I shot like this, without a microphone, without a light, with one take, and it has 650,000 views, and it's stupid and I hate it and it's so dumb. And the music videos that I spent
What is it, Chris? What is it?
Yeah.
There was an app where you could sing along with celebrities. It was called Omegle or Omegle. Or
I remember this, yeah.
Yeah. So there was one that went viral. It was Luke Bryan and Jason Derulo singing Want You to Want Me. So I just filmed myself like this, and edited myself in the video thinking, oh, this is funny. I'm singing along. And people thought it was real. And it just went viral. And a bunch of folks overseas found it and who were like Jason Derulo, stans, and just ended up everywhere. And then the music videos, I spent $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on hiring people. 800 views. I made $100 on YouTube in 11 years, if it tells you anything. 2 more, and then we'll open up the questions. And these last 2 kind of go together. Be consistent and try, if possible, to post on a schedule. Things like TikTok and Twitter and Instagram videos, I know you can't, but if you're doing like a weekly thing or a daily thing, and Nick and his wife are perfect about this, because I know every day when they go and do their live show after they get off the air, at the same time every single day, Jeopardy's on at 7:30, unless the stupid Olympics are on, it's on at 7 and I miss it. Don't watch the Winter Olympics. But humans are creatures of habit. We like predictability. So when possible, like when I was doing Home Studio Catalyst or Cut the Effing Cake, I would post them every Sunday at 9 a.m. Don't know why, I just picked a random time. And I started getting comments, hey, where's your video this week? Because I didn't post it that week. Or I was talking to Kyle King earlier, if you don't do a stream for a day, dude, where are you at? I was watching your Twitch show and you weren't there yesterday. Kyle's really good at that. I try to be really good at that about posting things consistently because humans are predictable, we're very simple, and we don't like being jolted out of things we like, right? Does that make sense? So when you can, post on a schedule, but if it's something cuckoo and crazy that has to go up, let's say Jeff Hunt's walking through the hallway, right? Kenny Chesney walks up and Jeff's doing a selfie video and Kenny Chesney's in the background doing a cartwheel. You better post that shit right now. Why would you wait till tomorrow? Why wait till tomorrow? But when you can, when it's something that's planned out, a weekly video series and after the show type of thing, maybe Zach's doing a week-long thing and each day it's a video showcasing Luke doing something different. If you post them at the same time every day or every week and people get used to that, you can get a lot better results because of, again, if you're posting this on one platform, random times, random places, I don't know how to find you, So I hope that helps you guys. And again, if you have any questions, I think we're going to kind of open it up to help you guys out.
To add to that, actually,
No, we're not. We're not doing
sorry,
questions.
because he said, yeah,
Y'all have a good day. Goodbye.
Definitely have to be consistent, but I feel like you worry that all right, well, 11:50 every day, I have to record this video every day and then post it by noon. Like Chris, I'm pretty sure it does this. You record 7 videos right on one day, cut them up and post them at the same time every day. So don't feel like you have to get dressed up and do a bit every day at 11:50. Like you do it Monday. You record 7 videos, you schedule them to post all week, and then you don't have to worry about it.
And that's how I do. If you guys follow me on TikTok, I post videos of me like DJing every day, mixing stuff. Sometimes I will literally shoot 8 of them and change outfits. I don't want to work hard, I'm lazy. I want to go play video games. Why would I film videos when I can play PlayStation all day? So I'll set up all my stuff and spend a couple of hours, set up lighting, mics, audio, record stuff through virtual DJ, and then post them over the next 2 weeks. Because why would I spend 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes a day doing it when I can spend 60 minutes doing it for 2 weeks straight? Does that make sense to you guys? So that's made things really easy on me because, I'm, you guys talking about having short attention spans, girl. That's hard for me, It's like, I got to film a video today, I got to blah, blah, blah. So if I do a bunch of them and it's knock it out, I feel so accomplished. Just like if you work for Town Square and do all your blogs on Monday, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's the best feeling ever. So yeah, definitely try to, work smarter, not harder when it comes to this. Look, I still work for Town Square now, so I can say that. And if you want to know the best places in Boise to buy a hamburger, I would love to talk to you out in the hallway afterwards. But yeah, definitely when you can knock out more than one thing, it takes a lot of stress out of it for sure. It's a good point.
Now you can wrap it up.
Thank you, Chris. Chris, I do have a question.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Jeopardy? That's the show you and your wife watches, Jeopardy? Of all of them. Not Wheel of Fortune?
Oh, Wheel of Fortune's terrible. What a stupid show. And
Jeopardy
here's why. Imagine every morning you're doing a morning show. Okay, and now we've got our contestant, Ernie, and she lost. Good night. That's Wheel of Fortune every day. It's so stupid. I hate it. Thanks for coming, guys.
Are you ready for the 1 chip challenge, Chris? Yeah. We just happened to know. I'm joking. So listen, this is crazy. When we went through a run-through a couple of weeks ago, I was literally taking notes from these guys. I'm like, I didn't know some of this stuff. And I love video. So all 3 of you guys are great. We have time for questions. That is the beauty of this. So I know that some questions may have been submitted through the app. My brother, is he here?
I think he was mad because Nick, made him feel bad. Yeah.
After the tech comment.
It's okay.
I mean, it's true, though.
He'll be
Especially
all right.
if he leaves. It's definitely
It's
true.
all right. Don't worry about it. It's all right. Does anybody have any questions? And then we'll do some of the questions that come through the app. So we're going to start with Kenny.
I put 2 in the app. Can I hit a twofer today?
A twofer, yes, for sure.
Awesome. Hey Zach, has there ever been a point where you and Luke disagreed on something from a creative standpoint? And if you did, how did you work to get to a resolution, and how did that go?
I think it's different with everybody, right? We have like an insanely awesome communicative relationship, and for us, you have to have like a North Star with anything that you're going to kind of relate back on. And if you don't kind of have that pin to kind of, no matter whose opinion it is, to go back to, you can never really get anywhere. And so for us, it's always the fans. And so it's what would the fans think, or how would they respond to a situation? And if it's, my idea, his idea, or whomever's idea, it's always going back to, well, how would the fans kind of react to this? And letting that kind of be the dictation point of which direction that we go. And by doing that, you always kind of get back to center if you're left or right from like kind of where you need to go, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to be too vague, but it really truly does always go back to what would the fans want or get out of this, or what would be valuable for them. Because there's definitely has been a lot, over the last 2 years. I mean, I don't want to, speak out for other artists, but I feel like we probably did a lot more on social media and live streaming and all that than the majority of the format did. But it was also we wanted to do the right things. We didn't want to oversaturate and just do something for the sake of doing it, because we definitely, you definitely saw that, people bored and they just going live for the sake of kind of going live on something. It really kind of comes down to what kind of value are we bringing, people and the fans during anything that we kind of put out. Everything kind of has that marker on it.
You guys crushed it, and thank you for being here. And then Nick, when you and Kristen do both the show and the Twitch stuff at the same time, do you prep that stuff separately? How do you wrap your mind around doing both at the same time?
Well, the Twitch is very unprepared. So we prep the show, and then we basically just talk about all the things we can't talk about on the show. So we get to the Twitch, we open it up, and we just kind of like see what's going on. It's very interactive, so we just mainly focus on the people that are there, like what they've been up to, and then there's stories that we can't talk about sometimes that we'd like to talk about on Twitch. So we go into that, and then every once in a while we stop and do the show. So, and sometimes those trigger other things. But we mainly, I hate to say it, but we don't plan Twitch at all. Like, we should. It would be so much better, and it would grow so much faster if we actually put any effort into it. But it's just being there and hanging out with the people that I think is the best part. So.
Awesome. Thank you. We do have questions on the app, but we will take some of the hands that went up first. Yeah, go for it. Yep. You. Mm-hmm.
Zach, when you're shooting, you talk about the concept of thirds. When you're shooting, if you're talking social media like TikTok, is it possible to tell the third concept even though you're dealing with a narrow frame of reference?
Yeah, I mean, I think it changes a little bit of like if you're trying to put something kind of maybe like above your head in a sense. But again, you have to be careful, kind of like Nick was talking about, with adding this tripod in will help kind of level that kind of playing field, if you will, and so you're not getting that low angle, and really I think you just want to allow your face to take up as much of the screen as possible, because that's kind of what people are there for in that sense.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
Chris, a lot of times you always tell people you don't have to wait for your setup to be perfect in order to do that. But people still want that. They want the nice equipment. They want the nice camera and everything. You didn't start off with the best stuff. You just started doing it. How do you convey that to other people? Like, hey, how do you tell them to get over that fear and just start doing it? Like, how do you do it personally? Just get started.
Sure. You guys remember that movie, what's that movie where The Room, is that what it's called? It's like the cringiest movie of all time, right? I know you know the director's name. I know you know it. What's his name? Thank you. Kyle King, everybody. Someone asked, Tommy Wiseau, am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. Someone asked sure. Someone asked this gentleman, this director on social media, I want to start making a script. What should I do? He had the most epic reply ever. Start. I tell people this all the time. There's not a single person in this room or an artist that anyone's ever worked with who put out something good at the beginning. Never. If you look at my early videos, if you look at Andrea Russett's videos, who's one of the most viral stars on earth, early music videos from some of your favorite artists, I always tell people like this, and I don't say this for, to be a potty mouth, I say it for effect, is start shitty. I dare you, I challenge you, start it today. Don't wait, because there are 1,000 people, 1 million people who aren't here making the same content who are going to smoke all of us because we're going, oh, Nick said I need a microphone. I don't have one. So like, just start making terrible videos because, one, it'll get you more comfortable in front of a camera. I know I'm an outspoken person, but it took me years, a decade, to be comfortable in front of cameras and to stop trying so hard. And it only comes with filming and filming and filming and filming and watching yourself on video and editing video and talking about how fat you look and you hate your complexion and your eczema showing and blah, 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 blah. But eventually, you just go, this looks good. I like it. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question, Kyle? Yep. Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
B-Dub.
I have a question for Zach. If you were trapped in a corn maze, would you rather have Nick or Chris to help you get out?
That's tough.
I would rather have Chris standing on the outside of the corn maze because he's going to be talking the entire time, and I'll just go to the voice.
Chris, comment?
What do you mean?
I do want to add one thing that I just thought of, because I think this might be some valuable perspective for a lot of you. When you're doing an artist interview, no matter what the artist is, I've sat next to Luke for the last 2 years for every radio interview that he's done, right? Some good, some bad. But it doesn't matter what level artist it is. Plan those interviews, right? Like, think about what you're going to say, what you're going to ask, and how you're going to use that later. Don't rely on, hey, I'm going to wing this because I'm really good at what I do and I can interview people. Be very strategic. Think about what other people are going to ask, because if that artist is doing an interview with you, they're most likely doing interviews with other people as well. What are you going to ask? What are you going to ask that's different? How are you going to engage with people? What can they get out of this that you can use, or what can you get out of it that you can use later that's going to bring people back to kind of what you're doing? Don't try as much as you want to shock and awe and ask the crazy question, because quite frankly, no matter what the artist is, you're not going to get the answer you're looking for. They're not going to give you the TMZ scoop, so you just wasted your time. Really kind of dig in and ask the questions, put some planning into it of the things that you can get out of that interview, that you can break up into these other videos like Chris is talking about, that's really going to help move the needle for you. Be personal and be real. Don't, again, try to set the world on fire with a TMZ headline because, somebody gave you some exclusive little tidbit that you think is going to be a clickbaity thing. Because if you present that in the wrong way, that could be the last time you get an interview with that artist. This is obviously a format that's built on relationships, but just really kind of plan and put some thought into, what those questions are going to be when you get that time.
And the audience can smell it too. Like if you're disrespectful to an artist or try to, get that moment, it leaves such a bad taste in your mouth when you watch jocks do that or interviewers, stuff like that. So yeah, definitely avoid that because it doesn't feel good for anybody involved.
That is solid advice. I wish we had that on our handout. That is a great piece of advice. I think everybody should just repeat that in their head real quick. We have more questions. I saw a hand up. Yeah, Amy.
My Amazon account is calling my name. Is the shopping list on the handout?
I was going to give it to Jesse, but no, it's not. I was going to put affiliate links because I'm that guy. But I decided not. I was like, let's not. I was like, this is a perfect time. Finally, someone's going to use my link. No. But no, I can send you a list. Yeah, it's as long as you get the tripod. Honestly, that's really all you need. Like Zach was saying, free light and free mics. Like you have $1,000 microphones in your studio. Record into the Vox Pro and lay it on top. Like you can do all this for free. Just stand in front of a window. But yeah, tripod.
The mic I wasn't finding.
The mic. This is by Deity Microphones. So Deity, DEITY. It'll pop up. There's a good mic company.
And there's a couple of it. Like Rode makes one. I think it's probably a little bit more
Rode's the
expensive.
expensive one. Yeah, the Deity only uses the power of the phone. Rode has a lot of problems. Like you have to have Rodes, everything. Like it's got to be all coordinated like this. You just plug in the stuff. So.
Don't forget the dongle.
The dongle.
Yeah,
of course,
dongle.
you have an iPhone. So. Dongle. But I actually really like this wireless one. I was surprised it worked as well as it did.
Yeah.
It was $60, and I was like, oh, and it comes with a little mic. You plug this into your phone. It has a little antenna, like fancy. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. God, I have no idea. I'll send you a list. I just bought it all for this panel. I was like, let's try this. So. But the cage is my favorite. So.
A little hack that I learned recently: if you have an Apple Watch, you can use this as a recording device. If you put it in your pocket, it is fantastic. Sync it up with your video later. It is very, very easy.
I used to take an old cell phone and put it in my pocket like this. I've done this a million times for artist interviews and go like that, and turn the microphone on and stick it in your pocket. And it's better than nothing. It's not awesome, but it's in a pinch, it's better than just shooting like this and trying to film across a room.
Yeah, and clap first.
Right, to sync it up, yeah. So. This is a really good question from Chris from our app. My staff is of the older generation. They're good at social, but maybe not as good at video. Any advice for encouraging staff that didn't necessarily grow up in the social video world? Who wants to tackle that?
I'll jump in, and I hope this comes across the right way, but just real quick, is there anybody in here that's ever heard, we're in radio, why should we do video? Anyone ever heard that before? That's it? You guys have some good PDs. I've worked for some terrible people who are like, you're on the radio. If you've ever heard that, or you feel that way, or you feel like video's too much to tackle and it's too much work, I used to think so too, and I got very lucky and blessed because I was doing videos before most folks in radio kind of got there, and my videos weren't that great. But I like telling this story because I hope it can inspire somebody. But I haven't applied for a radio job since 2006, and I don't say that because I'm good. I don't say that because I'm talented and I'm gifted. I say it because people found my videos. I've had people hire me before even hearing an air check of me because they liked my video content. Doesn't mean my video content's great. It just means they saw it and it worked. So I'd really encourage anybody in this room, anybody in this industry, or maybe you work at a station, they have, a show who may be a little bit older and they're not really getting it. Encourage them to do it or help them, or have a promotions intern, help them out. I lean on my wife a lot because she's on TikTok 24 hours a day. So that helps me a lot. So if they have a niece or a nephew or a sibling or a child that's on those social media platforms, tell them, hey, can you show me like 3 or 4 or 5 videos? Or hey, does this look good? I make my wife watch all my TikTok videos. She tells me they're all terrible, but at least they're consistent. But I'll show her, hey, did I do this okay? She goes, no, because your head's shiny, or this thing, your head's cut off, or this, you can't see this, so I'll redo it. So find someone you can confide in that's familiar with the platform. And I think that's, why we're all up here, because this stuff does work.
Yeah, one thing I would add to that too is if the entire show, both people are kind of, anti-video, one thing that, would be interesting to do is find a younger person in your building, maybe a promotions person or whatever, and on just a social perspective, introduce another person to the station through that person, and have that person kind of lead, be on the social with your morning show host and interacting with them, and then kind of let that person drive a little bit of the social media while bringing in that morning show person, together with it to kind of make them feel a little bit more comfortable, to get them involved with things.
A question from the app. We'll have Nick answer this. I think he's will probably have a great answer to this. What video editing software would you recommend?
So I use Premiere, which is $50 a month. Like, you used to have to buy it for thousands of dollars, but now you can just rent it for $50 a month, and you have access to all. Actually, I think it's like 20 if you just get Premiere. I have the whole suite because I'm starting to dabble into After Effects and stuff. But you can get it $20 a month, or you can do free apps. There's so many apps on your phone. In fact, I wrote one down on this, but I didn't talk about it. iMovie is probably one of the best editors you can get on your phone. If you have an iPhone, if you don't, there's something called Splice that I started with. And you can layer videos there, and you can I got it because you can put your graphic on it. And I was like, I need this because I need to do this one thing. And so finding Splice, there's a free one. There's also, there's so many apps that you can use. Some of them are $3, some of them, it's cheap. But if you want to get it deep into the editing, then Premiere is where I go. But I know Final Cut, but that's like super advanced. I would recommend definitely starting on something like Splice or iMovie just to understand the concept of it, because they're all the same. iMovie is exactly the same except there's like 30,000 more options. But the basics are all the same.
Yeah, you don't need anything super fancy to edit videos. And if you think about it, every video, any of us, excluding Zach, because Zach's operating on a different level for the most part than a lot of us doing this after a show and things like that. You don't need to do all these crazy wipes. You're doing cuts, just jump cuts. And any editing software can do that, from iMovie to Final Cut to Vegas to, whatever you want. So just get something and just keep it simple. You don't need to do crazy wipes and effects and things like that. Just cut and make it look clean.
In fact, they're going out of style. So the less fancy stuff you can do, the better. So.
We've got a couple questions left on the app, and then we'll hit the room just to make sure we get everybody's question answered. Does certain video content work better on specific platforms? And if so, can you share a couple examples? When posting the same video on multiple platforms, do you edit them to better fit that platform, or do you just post it as it is across all the platforms? Zach, do you want to tackle this one?
Definitely. Shorter videos, are going to work better on, TikTok or Instagram, as opposed to a longer form video on Facebook. You'd put the full length video on Facebook and YouTube, and then put other snippets, other places to kind of drive back to it. It kind of, quite frankly, I could go into a diatribe, but you could do a quick Google search on that right there, and you would find exactly, hey, this length works best for this platform, this length works best for that platform. But yeah, just from a 10,000 foot Facebook, YouTube, full videos, and kind of chop everything else up, from that point going forward. You can put a little bit more of a snippet on TikTok, but on Twitter, but yeah.
One more question on the app, and then any other additional questions in the room. Thoughts on paying to promote videos, and is it worth it?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
What's your thoughts on paying to promote videos, and is it worth it?
No, never have once.
I think you should. It doesn't hurt to throw $20 at something just to get it out there and see what it does. If there's a difference, then sure. But yeah, if you have the money to invest it, I definitely, yeah.
I would, especially if you have a client attached to it, carve out $20, $50 from that campaign and put towards it. It will 1,000% make the engagement, views, and everything so much better. You look like a hero to the client. Facebook specifically is turning into a pay-to-play game. We all know that. You're going to have to pay to get your post seen if you want more than 10-15% of your audience to see it. So I would definitely, whether you don't have to necessarily tell the client that you're doing that, but especially if it's a client-related thing, no matter what it is, it's not going to hurt your budget to carve $20 or $50 out, and it will go so much further than you could ever imagine.
Make sure it's good, though. Don't promote the one that's not doing well. Like, if you put several videos up and one's, a little better than the other one, that's the one you promote. Don't promote the crappy one, because then you're just showing people crappy content.
And the audience will tell you, too. It's just like humor. Humor is subjective, right? Not everyone thinks everything is funny. Videos and content are the same way. The audience will tell you which ones you should be boosting and which platforms you should be leaning on. They'll let you know.
Any additional questions? Anybody have any questions we didn't get to? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, trying to use the app, but I couldn't figure it out. Shows what I know about social media. So what do you guys think about staying on brand? So, for my particular artist, the most engagement they get is when they do something comedic. And, we all have to review that because sometimes that can be dark and you don't want to do that here. Or off color. But what do you think about staying on brand with your TikTok or your different social media?
Yeah, I think stay on brand as much as possible. I think that you're giving, especially if the videos that you post are doing well, like that's what people, like Chris was saying, they're telling you what they want. So if he likes, like I do little clips from my Twitch show every day and I put them on TikTok. And the ones that do well are dad jokes. So like now every day I'm doing the dad jokes because those are the ones that are taking off. And it's on brand because that's the brand that I built, that I'm the goofy dad. And so I think the more you can stay on brand, the better. And then just, if that's all you do, like Chris, he just does the mixing thing, like it does well, like that's what Chris is doing. So every time I see Chris, I know he's gonna mix some weird song into Encanto. So.
Wasn't weird.
Transition daddy, right,
Big
Chris?
Sean, yeah.
Hashtag.
Dude, I listen to Encanto so much. Oh my god.
Oh, dude.
We have time for one more.
Oh my god.
One more question, Dan.
Are hashtags still relevant? And if so, what is it that you put on your videos to get them noticed a little bit more?
I think it depends on the platform. In my opinion, if you put a hashtag on Facebook, you're 1,000 years old. I'm being very serious. I very much do mean that in all literal sense. Don't use hashtags on Facebook, in my opinion, of what things that I've seen. My wife tells me on TikTok, 2, 3, 4 hashtags max. And sometimes you want to play the game where you want to get the biggest hashtag possible. Hashtag DJ. If I'm doing a DJ mix, there's 60 billion of those, right? But if I did hashtag Encanto remix, that might be a smaller pool that I might be able to get in better. It's an experimentation thing, but that's what I've found on hashtags.
Yeah, same, yeah. I don't know if you
Yeah, and I think you can reverse engineer hashtags in the sense that if let's say you're doing an event at a venue that maybe just had a concert there a couple days earlier, you could go back in to people that tagged that event as the station account, if you will, and kind of comment, hey, we're doing something else back here on whatever day. We'd love to see you back there. I mean, it takes some work to kind of put that in, but it will help you discover like a whole nother audience that's kind of sitting out there.
It can be good too for people following. Is your guys' is it hashtag N and K mornings or
NK mornings, yeah.
Yeah, so like if I find Nick and Chris and I want to find more of their stuff and I click on their specific hashtag and there's a ton of content there, that makes it easy to find them. You just got to be careful because you have this really cool hashtag and you've posted 2 videos in the last 5 years, you'll look lame. But in this instance, if I find a show that I like or an artist that I like or whomever, and I can follow all their old stuff. One of my favorites is Elizabethany. She does that EBB wearing, and she always posts her amazing outfits. She's got killer style. And I can go back 4 years and see what she was wearing and promoting because she's had that hashtag forever, and it worked really well for her.
Thank you very much. We have handouts for everybody. It is a literal cheat sheet of all that we talked about. We made it so simple. This is something that you can put in your office. You can grab one of those handouts on the back if one of the volunteers wants to grab those off the counter. Thank you guys very much. Let's hear for our panelists, Cruz, Nick Steele, and Zach Massey. It's great. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for being here early, and have a great day.